Good morning, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. Thanks for having me here. Uh, it's always a privilege to speak in a conference like this, and this is a particular topic that is very close to me because I have been researching a lot on this topic for the last 4 years and have used almost every available LLM or engine supported by every LLM on all platforms, Microsoft, Google, IBM, you name it. Okay, but the fun part is that all of that I've done is actually just the free versions of them, because there are endless possibilities using AI that you could do using the paid versions, right? But if you are able to create something equivalent with free, who wants to pay? Okay, all right. So a little about me. I consider myself to be a AI kindergarten student, and trust me, if you think anyone is an AI expert, sorry to break all your hopes, but you're fooling yourself, right? Because to me, AI, the way we look at AI right now, it's not even the trailer. It's not even a promo of the movie that's about to come. It's just the poster. Okay? The day AI will actually create the next version of AI, that is when I will say AI has arrived. Okay? It's just the data. It's just taking the. I was talking to David in the morning. I told him, gave him this example. I borrow, flour from him, water from her, salt from her, and I use somebody else's oven and bake the bread and give it to you, and that's exactly what AI is doing nowadays. That's generative AI. But there is more to it, which is strong AI, which is, I won't even say it's born. We will talk more about that. But the first thing is that I need to understand, how many of you here understand German? Oh man, it's just 3? So it's going to be difficult for others, because the rest of my talk is going to be in German. I thought everybody would understand that. So what's the big deal about it? Will you guys not enjoy the workshop if this is in German? Okay, how about Hindi? 1, 2, 3, 4, oh my. Okay, last chance. How about Russian? Why is it so important to have a common language? Why is it so important to have a common language? And that's the only reason why you are not satisfied with the outcomes that you are getting from, or the content that you are getting from the free tools of AI that you're using nowadays, because you don't speak the language which those LLMs understand. All right? Now, what is the language that the LLMs understand? So what is the language that they understand is called prompt. And prompt engineering is not a new field of engineering. Okay? All those who are engineers in this room, right? Unfortunate people like me, who spend 4 years, 5 years, maybe even 6 years doing engineering, and then realize the world is all about Control C and Control V. Okay? So don't worry, you don't have to do your engineering degree all over again. But what you need to really understand is what is a prompt all about, because that's the starting and the foundation point of using any AI tool. What can you expect today? What you can expect is the ability to be able to differentiate between generative AI and discriminative AI. Okay, I will be talking about that. You will also know how to iteratively write better prompts, and even I will help you generate your own prompts. Those who have their laptops with them right now and want to do some hands-on with me, please switch them on, connect to the Wi-Fi, because that's going to be very interesting. And I will also try to help you how to use generative AI ethically. There's a lot said and done about this. right? United States has already come up with a legal framework for ethical usage of AI. The Ministry of Information Technology in India has also come up with the legal framework for AI, but I don't know how many people are actually following it. So we will be talking about that. Essentially, you will become an advanced prompt creator after this event, after this workshop today. Okay, so what is the future, right? We will talk about three aspects today. That is, how does AI sync with the agile roles or accountabilities, as we popularly call them. Why should you anyways care about AI? Okay, just think about, flashback 6 years, 7 years from now. Life was great. Is there anything that has fundamentally changed from 6 years to now? Right? Was it very difficult, a life without AI? Think about that. You still had all digitized things to your access, right? The phones were the same, just that, now everybody makes AI its selling point. It's like a gold rush, get rich quick scheme. And the most important thing, will AI take away my job or your job? Okay, all right, so that's, now, to start with, AI is not something new. We all know what these things are, okay? What do they do? Anyone who's not aware of these things? Oh, you all are, right? So what do they do? They use your geolocation, your data, and feed you things that you think is something very unique. Okay? When you talk about these also do the same thing. How do you think you get the right amount, right type of recommendation at the right time in the year? How does that happen? At the right time in the year and at the right hour of the day. Do you know there is something called emotional vulnerability analysis that AI uses? Anyone who is aware of what is emotional vulnerability analysis? Trust me, your phone, yes, you heard it right, your phone knows what is your most vulnerable time in the day. Is it the time, let's say 8 p.m. when you come back from work, you just had a shower and you're relaxing, so you are the most vulnerable at that time. Okay? There is an app called Zomato in India, which is a food delivery app similar to Talabat that we have here. And that app, exactly at 12:30 every day during the day, okay, will start giving me offers about ordering lunch. Okay? I might have ordered once in a blue moon, but it'll give, by default, it'll give that to me every day. Every day at 4:30 p.m., Google Maps will pop up a message, time to go home kind of. Okay? It's like, leave now or else you will be late by so many minutes extra. Who is doing this? Did you ever tell any of these apps to send you these things? Forget about notifications. I know that's an option to swap it off and on. But the point is that all of this is actually being derived from whatever we are saying or doing. Okay? All of you sitting here, okay, no matter which phone you're using, trust me, your phone knows you are in Hilton, Dubai, Jumeirah, attending a conference. Even if you have not posted it anywhere, you have not even told it to your spouse. Your phone knows it. Google knows it, Apple knows it. Even if you don't like, please don't be fooled with the feature, oh, Apple told me that it's very secure, so nothing is being tracked. Sorry. The time you unboxed your phone, you agreed to almost everything. So privacy is a myth in AI. If you still believe that Apple is any stronger than Android in terms of privacy, to some extent yes, but otherwise, please stop fooling yourself. Okay, all right. So this is something interesting, which I actually introduced in this talk for the first time, which is weak AI. Now, what is weak AI? I'll also be talking about discriminative AI before I actually jump into what is the prompt engineering all about. So, whatever we are using nowadays in terms of Gemini, Copilot, or ChatGPT, everything is weak AI. It has got a set of pre-trained data. It does not have its own intelligence. It can just mix and match the inputs and dish you out something. Okay? Does anyone know about what is a Chinese whisper room? Has anyone ever worked with the Chinese whisper room? So Chinese whisper room, the way it works is you have tickets which has got Chinese letters. I don't know if anybody here understands Mandarin, but to me it's a very, very tough language to master. So there are close to, I think, 20,000 possible combinations, and then you mix and match them to make the entire sentence. So if you don't know Chinese language, you can still talk in Chinese in the Chinese whisper room. The way it works is you have cards over there, there is a wall in between, and you give that to, you collect the items that you want to talk about. Let's say I want to know the recipe to make tea. So there are corresponding Chinese letters to it. Okay? So you just pick that up, the Chinese things, and you pass it through that door. There's an opening on the door. Okay? And then comes out the answer in the language that you want to. And that's exactly what ChatGPT or any text-based generative AI tool, or for that matter, image generative AI tool does. Okay? It takes prompts from you, it goes back to its data and fetches out. I want all of you to do one thing. Anyone who is using Gemini on their phone right now, has Gemini installed? You. All of you, if you have access to internet, please go to Gemini and type, can you do tarot card reading for me? See what it says. TARROT. Tarot card reading. It's a future telling kind of a card. I really don't know what that means, but all I know is that it involves way more than just bookish knowledge. Just check, and it's very simple. Can anyone please volunteer to let me know what they found out? What did Gemini say? Gemini would have straight away refused to give an output stating its incompetence to deliver. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a general response explaining what tarot card is and what I can simply do. So it's saying like I can define your situation, challenge, and advise the outcome. And if you want to do it yourself, you need to do it like this.
Okay. What else? What was the prompt that you gave?
I just told Gemini, can you do a tarot card reading for me?
Okay.
In that it says like if you tell me your question, which three cards you draw, including their suits and numbers, 4 card names, I can give you the common interpretations of these cards in those positions.
Okay. There is a line in the entire outcome that might come up saying that I am not capable of judging human emotions. Because that's something I just experienced yesterday. Okay? That is where weak AI is not yet trained. Now I would like to use the term not yet trained. Okay? If the training of the AI or models become as strong as what we have seen in some sci-fi movies, okay, in our lifetime we might be living the Matrix. Be prepared for that. Okay? Alright, everyone has used this feature. Do you know why this frame around your face? Everybody would give a simple answer. It recognizes human face. Right? Does it recognize a dog face? How does this thing know it is a dog or a man? Because it has been trained on millions of selfies that you took. You have absolutely no choice of not storing your data on Google Drive or not storing your data on Apple's system. Whatever phone you use, your data is being used for training only. And they very cleverly use this word only. So your data is being used only for training purposes. Okay? How many of you are proudly using free tools, free products like ChatGPT, OpenAI, Gemini, free tools, anyone, even one? So are you proud of not paying and using AI products? Yeah? Okay. Here's the bad news. You're not using a free product, you are the product. Okay? You are the bloody product. You are the guinea pigs on which Google is experimenting. Free of cost. Right? It's the age of data, and that is how things are happening. So discriminative AI is nothing but it does not have the ability, apologies, it does not have the ability to create new content. It does not understand the context. It does not understand, it cannot, it can just suggest patterns. A very beautiful thing which I actually wrote it down, okay, what Matthew just mentioned, that don't confuse patterns with wisdom. Okay, and that is exactly what discriminative AI does. It will only give you patterns. When I said I started experimenting 4 years back with generative AI, I saw a very beautiful thing that earlier when you used to ask generative AI to code in a particular language, the kind of code that used to be generated was way less efficient than what it does now. It really codes beautifully. Okay, to an extent that it can create almost n number of things for you right now, and I'll not break the suspense. I'll do something for you right now, just in a little while, and tell you how it works. So what is the difference between discriminative and generative AI? It is pretty simple. Discriminative AI can only identify something. And the strongest users of discriminative AI is fraud detection. Right? Generative AI goes one step further. It talks to two different engines of discriminative AI using the keywords from your sentence, right? And gives you back the content which you wish to get. How many times did you create a content and did not feel satisfied with the outcome? Number of times. What do? You try to tweak what you asked. What are you doing right now? You are prompt engineering. Simple as that. So what's the big deal? These are certain tools, certain platforms, or free and paid tools, both versions that we love to use. We have been using. Now what are the applications? I'll just quickly rush through them because this is not the purpose. I have them because I thought I'll talk about them while we are getting ready for the workshop. So these are software. You can use it for software applications, education. You can use it for banking and finance, fraud detection. You can use it for medicine. You can use it for hiring. So all these are certain aspects of usage. So the tools that you see here, these are certain tools. I've never used them. My HR team tells me these are the things that you can probably be using, and perhaps they're already using some of them. Okay, now coming to the meat of it. What is a prompt? Simply put, prompt is the language that you and me can communicate. If I am a GPT and you are a human, if you don't talk the language that I understand, I am not going to give you the result that you desire. Okay, so that's how it is. It can be used for multiple things. We are already using it, so no big deal about it. All right. So we are doing prompts to do a lot of things, right from getting the recipe of a particular how to bake a particular cake to developing a business case. Okay, so it can either be a series of instructions. Let's say write a point-wise instruction for an effective discovery workshop. It could be then you could follow up it with a question, and you can also ask the things that you probably want to take care when you're actually doing the workshop. So these are certain things that you want to do. Now, you see, okay, let me just go back and previous. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to show these pictures to you first, but it just happened. If you use the text, what is scrambling? Okay, just use any of the GPTs that you have in front of you right now. Just say scrambling or scramble. There are 90% chances it will come up with scrambled eggs. Scramble. Okay. But do you know that scrambling is about these both the things? This is scrambling. This is also scrambling. Scrambling of Air Force, any Air Force scrambling their fighter jets into the air is an immediate defense mechanism that every Air Force in the world has towards enemy intrusion. So every Air Force is always on standby talking about all of these things. So that is where the difference is, and this is where we will be talking about contextualizing and giving your prompts a persona. Okay. Apart from doing good to you, prompt does a lot of good to the engine itself. It helps train the engine. It helps when you say that, nowadays all these engines have come up with automatic follow-up questions. Okay, when you come up with when an outcome is suggested to you, okay, immediately you will see, and Copilot is the best in doing that. They will give you follow-up prompts. Okay, sorry, it's not trying to help you. It's trying to understand what humans think. They will give you 7 questions, and there is somebody or some algorithm that is keeping a track of which questions were asked the most. Then they start refining those questions, getting rid of others. All this is happening with an algorithm. So you are the product. Oops, that was too fast. What makes that happen? Apologies, guys. I forgot my slide ticker in my hotel room today, so please bear with me. Okay, so we've done all of this. Now let us talk about the structure of a prompt. Now this is something which is very important, and when we actually do a couple of things, we will understand more about this. So prompt has got these 4 parts, and this is not something that you will find in any textbooks, because this is something which I have curated over the time. I've changed this multiple number of times. So question, a contextual text, a guiding pattern, and partial examples is what will be there. So let's say the question is you want to write a business case, and let's say the contextual text is a OTT platform application. So just to make sure we all are on the same page, OTT is nothing but things like Netflix and Prime Video and stuff like that. Okay. Then a guiding pattern. Let's say you want to say that your product or your platform is going to have 4K content for free, and then you have to give some partial examples, or you have to give some references. So I give some references over here. Now how is the prompt going to look like? This is how your prompt is going to look like. Okay, so your prompt would be write a business case in less than 500 words for a new OTT platform in whatever region you want, which has free 4K content. This platform should be similar to Netflix, but will have exclusive free features better than existing platforms. Now look at the keywords here. Less than 500 words is the first keyword that it will pick. Okay, you can't just truncate a business case in between. You have to do everything within 500 words. In the Asia Pacific region is again a keyword, because that tells the GPT you have to ignore Americas, you have to ignore Middle East, you have to ignore all other regions, focus only on Asia Pacific. So whatever data has been fetched will be fetched for your content. It will be only from the data that has been coming from the Asia Pacific region in the training of that LLM. Only that data will be used in your outcome. Okay, that is how you need to understand how you get it. Free 4K content is again something that is a differentiator, so you need to tell it because you are working on a business case. Similar to Netflix. Why is it important to tell the engine that it is similar to Netflix? The moment you say similar to Netflix, it changes the business case altogether, because now it is not thinking about maybe a sports channel or a news channel. Now it's just thinking about an app that could have a mobile access, that could have a web access, that could be installed on your smart televisions as well. Okay, so these are certain things that will help you create a prompt. Now let's see how does a prompt work. The moment you write a prompt, okay, what happens? The first thing that happens is information is collected. The second thing that happens is this information is synthesized, and then certain elements are dished out to you as a result. You like it or not, they will give it to you, and basis your next level of feedback, this loop continues. Okay, so this is how a prompt essentially works. Now what is it that Agile teams all over the world can do? Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about Agile here anyways. Okay, But these are few quick expectations that we all know. We all kind of agree to. These are the expectations from all agile teams all across the world. Okay. Now, these are some challenges which I've seen AI solve for agile teams. I've personally done these. So, okay, so it's a quick starting point to write a code, write a business case, create bug reports, fix the first level bugs, get a quick user story. I've actually done bug fixing using this. I mean, not for the purpose of a customer, but just to check whether it's able to do it or not, right? And the funny part is I introduced a bug in the code to check whether the GPT is able to, correct that or not. And I said, randomly correct 3 bugs. It did not identify the bug which I introduced, it identified 3 other bugs. Okay, so that's how it is. Now if I hit a follow-up prompt saying, oh man, you missed this, it will apologize in such a beautiful way that you will feel overwhelmed. Okay? What it did not say is, thank you for training me. Okay? So again, guys, it's not a war between AI and what I call HI, human intelligence. So I'm not against it. I'm not saying don't train, because if you don't train, you will lose at the end of the day, right? But please use it. What should I say? You don't forget that you have something called HI. That's all. Okay? Don't get trained by AI. Backlog refinement is something that I'll try to do if time permits, and converting a progress document into a good presentation is also something that we will be doing today. Now let's see how it works for a agile team. Okay, so what we will be doing is, right now we will be ideating and creating a product. Now I would need a couple of people to help me. You don't have to do anything, basically you have to just sit. I'll ask some questions. How many of you actually live in Dubai? You live in Dubai, right? You use a lot of products. Kareem is one of the products, okay, which you use. So Kareem has got food delivery, parcel delivery, and of course cabs. Okay. How about we creating a competition to Kareem today? Right here, right now, we will use free text-based generative AI to create a competition to the app Kareem for the Dubai market only. How about that? Okay. All right. So let me switch tabs now. It's time to switch tabs. And oops, Wi-Fi not working again. Why does it need action? Apologies, guys. This happens all the time. It says you are connected, but I'm not. Is it? It says you are connected. Ah, it's working now. Thank you. Okay. All right. So I'll need to sit because I need to type a lot of things. All I would request all of you is, see, I did not log in. I did not log in on purpose, because if I log in, it will automatically take me to the paid version. Okay, because I have the membership, so I won't use that. So I might as well use Gemini, but I'll also use the free version of that. Now, anyone who wants to work with me in doing this, but you will need a laptop to do that. If not, yeah, you want to do, David? Wonderful. Okay, so what we will do is just focus on the prompts that I am writing in. I will be using certain things like giving a persona, giving a competition, and using all these words that makes it understand that I'm actually looking for a competition to Kareem. Okay, so I'm audible, right? Okay, wonderful. I wish to create an application. Okay, even more specific. That is a competition to the application this is going to be now see, I did not mention what features, just better features, because unless you have a USP, why would somebody install your app? Okay. Okay, now some product management. This is a product management ideation technique. Yes, ma'am?
Can you add better user experience?
Sorry,
Better user
it will do it. I'm using Scamper, right? So it will definitely suggest that in Scamper. Okay, and you're bang on. If that is there's just one thing that I don't like about Kareem is the UX.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Scamper technique to come up with the competition product. Okay, now let us see what it does. A small prompt. We are just having a look at how is Scamper being leveraged over here. So first, for those who are new to Scamper, it's a age-old, from the Stone Age, it has been used for product ideation, substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, or rearrange, or reverse. Okay, so what does it say? These are the ideas that it gives me. Okay, substitute traditional driver with premium verified ones. They already have it. I don't know why it's suggesting. So that again shows you that the data is not trained that Kareem already has this feature. Okay, substitute payment option, add crypto payments. Now this is interesting. Okay, substitute app interaction, voice commands. This is new. Okay. But that's risky. I mean, I'll plan of going somewhere and my cab will be booked. So, and combine ride hailing other services. This is already there again. The app is not, the data which is being fetched is not trained. Okay, combine with real-time data traffic, weather, that's new. That's not being suggested. Then you have loyalty programs. I think it's already there. From airlines, okay. This is interesting. You book a ticket, you reach Dubai, and your Kareem is already waiting outside. Okay, perhaps something like that. How do you magnify personalization, adapts to user preferences? I don't know if you can do that. Talkativeness of the driver, that's interesting. Okay, put to another use, corporate fleet services. I'm not sure if Kareem has that. Uber has that, I know, right? So corporate fleet services, eliminate. No search pricing. I think there's a new app called Z Cabs or something in Dubai. That's actually that's their USP, no search pricing. Remove app clutter. I would love this to happen, at least in Kareem. Okay. Streamline UI to remove distractions, focusing on ride efficiency and simplicity. And rearrange and something like this. So what it has essentially done is it has given me an idea of my new product which I can start building now. Right? Wonderful, great. Now what do you do? You have got your idea about the product, you know what to do. Okay, but the question is, how do you do? You don't want to invest anything. Somebody like me who hates paying for ChatGPT, am I going to invest in business analytics? No. Who's going to help me create my product? Because what I started with was not using Scamper. I started with creating a complete product. So where is the product? Okay, all right. So now let's go ahead one step further and try to create the product. With this information, give me a product release roadmap for this product. I want to call this, what do you want to call it? Anti-curry. And this, no, it's bad. You should not be demeaning a brand like that, okay? So let's say Ride Easy. And this has to be released in 3 phases. I need a detailed phase-wise release plan. This is, now see, I'm saying, why do I need this? Intended to be presented to my okay. So now when I go to seek finances or investments from people, I need to show them something, right? So this is what is Ride Easy all about. Phase 1, the core infrastructure, MVP features, okay, unique differentiators, internal alpha and external beta training, and all of that. So you see how beautifully it has come up. See, at the first intent, whenever you look at the outcome of any prompt, okay, the first go it will look absolutely mind-blowing, right? And here is the catch. Don't treat it as absolutely mind-blowing. It may look like you have to really go through each and every line to find out whether or not that's good enough. Okay, so now here we have a phase-wise plan which I can actually go present to my financiers or venture capitalists who want to invest in my application. We are still not anywhere close to creating the application. Okay, now let us go ahead and create the application. Create user stories for the first phase. This should include the landing page, login page, profile management. That's all. So let's see what it does. Now see, I don't give the context every time. Okay, every time you don't have to repeat the entire story. It simply says Ride Easy, first phase user stories. You have all the user stories now. Okay, so all these user stories are created. Now what do I do is, let's go through these stories quickly. The first one is sign up as a new rider. The second one is log in as an existing user, reset the password. Okay, let us restrict ourselves to this one itself. So write the code. Now see here, this is where I know nothing about coding. So if it does not work, blame them, not me. Okay, write the code for the first 3 user stories to create a login. And now this is something which I should not have needed to be giving, but I'm still doing it anyways. To create a login page, user profile management, and ride selection. Okay, I need HTML, JavaScript, don't click a photo of this, and what else? CSS separately. Let's see what it does. In the meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll open up another AI tool. Okay, so it has got us something. Let's see. We will copy the HTML code. Okay, start coding. How easy is that? Where was it when we were in college? Then comes CSS. Okay, and finally the JavaScript. I don't know anything of what is being shown here. All right, guys, so here you have your login page for your application. Okay, So let's say you put anything over here. Okay, so any random password. Oh, see this. I don't know what's there in the back end, but it already tells me that please try again or sign up. So I don't have an account. Oops, see the smartness of Google. Oh, you want to sign in? Share the password with me. Okay, so let's say hypothetical things over here again. Okay, I will not use this number over here. Don't worry, that's not my number. Okay, and password. Okay, random password. Save profile. Let me copy this, otherwise I'll forget. See this. Now you can log in. Okay. See, it saved my password. Now log in. Oops, it says invalid credentials because perhaps I did not use the same number. I should have copied that as well. Let us sign up again. Okay. And see if this works. We really need to check whether this is working or not. Okay. So this is the number that I'm using, and I'll redo the password and the email. Okay. Okay. Now let's go back to the number. See this. Since I have not created this page, it still gives me this message. Can you read it from the back? Yeah? Okay? See this. I don't know if this is going to work. This will be crazy. No, it's not working. Okay? Wow. Look at this. This is something I did not even tell them to do. I'll do business. Let's see what happens. See this. Guys, you have your app ready in front of you. Okay? I hope this does not get leaked to Kareem people. Okay? So, congratulations, you have just now created the competition to Kareem. So, this is one way that you can leverage it. Now, another thing, you see a very bland looking UI over here. And like you said, ma'am, the UI is a big challenge in Kareem, right? You can actually fix this here. All I need to do is, I just need to write one prompt, modify the CSS with these color pattern. I can actually give a RGB combination, and or give them a link or a URL to my brand guidelines. I can use brand guidelines for anything. And for the records, I actually did it using brand guidelines for one of the big 4 companies. I'll not name that. Okay, and I used their brand guidelines to create a similar kind of application. So it just used not the logo, but the color combinations of that. So all of that you can do. Now tell me, if you did not use any GPT, forget about free or being paid, how much time would this have traditionally taken to you? Considering you are a full stack agilist or a full stack developer. Full stack agilist is something that we are working on. I'll talk about that in time moments. Considering you're a full stack developer, you know everything.
No, it took me actually a month. I used to be a full stack developer back in 11 years ago. We didn't have this leverage.
Okay. So this is like 3 sprints delivered in 3 minutes. Right? Now will this take away your job? This is the big question. The question is, if you are able to leverage this, you will be able to create apps faster. If not, somebody else will do it. Okay? So that's one thing that could be done very beautifully. Now, let us also do something else. Don't worry, this thing is over. And I'm actually, for a long time, I'm thinking that why not complete this? Every time I go talk in a conference, I create an application. Last time I was talking in Sri Lanka, in RSG Colombo, I created a competition of a very popular app there, which is called Pick Me. Okay? And that app sucks. It's such a poor app. The UI does not work. Okay? I ordered food, it says the order failed. Then I again ordered food, then they took my order twice. Then I was sitting with 4 burgers from Burger King. Okay? And there's no customer complaints section, no chat, nothing, right? And little did I know that they are one of the sponsors of RSG Colombo. Okay? And here I was creating a competition for their app. Okay? So that is, but I really think that, all of us actually do want to do a side hustle, right? Right? I know friends of mine who have created currency converters, calculators, small games, okay, and things that work without internet, like hard-coded things, and put on Google Play Store and are actually making money. How much time does it take to do that? Probably, if you really want to come up with a good product, I can actually convert whatever screens I have created. I can actually now ask ChatGPT to convert it into an APK file. It will not be able to convert, it will give me a link where I can go and get a APK converted. And right now, and this is something probably I should have planned earlier, but just crossed my mind. You can actually upload it on Google Play Store, and all of us sitting here using an Android phone can download the Ride Easy application to their phones right now. So that is well, how better can it get, right? Imagine all of you are my potential financiers. Okay, I want to give you a touch and feel of how the application is going to look like. There's nothing better than a working software. We all know that, right? Imagine you see the same things on your phones right now. Okay, I will not actually do it because it isn't safe to upload anything on Google Play Store just like that and ask all of you to download it. But trust me, if you want and if you have a extra piece of smartphone with you, you might as well want to do it at your home or whenever you have time. Now what we will do is, we will again leverage the power of generative AI and prompt engineering and create a presentation in less than 250 seconds. It will have 10 slides. It will be on any random topic of the world. Okay? So, any suggestions? What topic no controversial topics, please. Somebody told me we want something about the war in Israel. I said no. Yeah? Any topic, any suggestions from anyone? Okay. Yeah, were you saying something? Someone saying something? Yeah? Okay, so quickly, are they discussing about the topic? I don't think so. Okay. In the interest of time, how about if we use aviation in the year 2050? All those who have come out of Dubai have traveled. We used an aircraft, right? How about aviation in the year 2050? Any ideas what the presentation should look like? Yeah?
I will ask him, I don't know.
Okay, wonderful. Can somebody help me with a stopwatch? Sir, do you have a stopwatch? Yes, please. Please let me know when you set it to 0. I want to really time this. I'm not sure whether it will take 250 seconds or more, but let's just try. Please let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me close this one, and here we go. Okay, so you can start it. I wish to create a PowerPoint presentation on the topic aviation in the year 2050. I want you to write me a VBA code for this presentation. I need, okay, let's make, how many slides do you need? 10 slides with at least 3 crisp pointers per slide. Use your knowledge, no placeholders.
With visuals?
Sorry?
With visuals?
No, we'll come to that. See this. So what it does is, it gives me a beautiful code of which I understand nothing. Okay? Now, what do? Copy the code. Okay? I go here, developer options. If your PowerPoint does not have, it's a very simple thing. Go to Visual Basic, insert a module, and just paste the code. I hope the code works. Wonderful, it works. Okay? All right, now let's put some interesting visuals. And the technology that I'm using right now is discriminative AI. Built-in discriminative AI powered by Microsoft. Okay, I'm not connected to internet. Oh, I am. So, okay, so let us put something, autonomous flights. I'm sure a drone will pop up. No, it does not have any idea. Hello? The internet's not working. Oops. The same things over and over again. Okay. Come on. Okay. Then here you go. Something. I'm just randomly picking up pics in the interest of time. Okay. And we're almost there. Space tourism, wonderful. And what else? Aviation, cyber security. And this is the last one. What lies ahead? Okay, here we go. Could you please stop the timer? How many seconds, sir? 180 seconds. I love aviation. I've worked for a lot of aviation customers, including Etihad, Emirates, Delta Airlines, Air India. But I don't know what is there. Okay? Okay, because I didn't apply HI. I just use. So what I'm trying to tell you is, this is what a free version of a GPT, any GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformers, can actually do for you. Okay, I did not use a fancy paid PowerPoint creating AI tool, right? So just look at what it has done. Read the content, forget about the graphics, that's just for show. Read the content and see that it actually makes sense. But it is probably not something which you would actually want to present somewhere. This could be a good starting point for you. Okay? All right. So these are certain things which this is what this particular tool is capable of doing for you. Okay. So these are two things that I really wanted to talk to you about. We did some interesting things here. What I would now do is, we will go back to this. To the initial thing that we were doing, and there are a couple of other things that I would like to share with all of you. So we created a presentation. Now I want to share with you the iterative prompt creation process. Again, this is exactly what I did just now. I just thought of converting it into something like a framework. So you first define your goal, create your initial prompt, you then test the prompt. If your prompt does not work, you analyze the response. You give them another prompt to refine the result, and then this process continues. Now, this is again something which is very important, and I would say this is adopted from various things that I have been able to study, go through over the last few years. There are 4 characteristics of good prompting, or 4 dimensions as I call them. The first one is clarity. I will try to show you some examples to discuss and help you understand that what exactly is meant by clarity. I would request all of you to please read this. Okay? See what kind of English language it has used. It is absolutely polished language, but some meaninglessly unimportant and complicated words. What is fallacious disputes, by the way? Anyone? Even I don't know. So don't worry about that. Okay? So these are the problem areas. How you could have written your prompt better using the first dimension of good prompting, that is clarity, is you could have said, explain the process of photosynthesis in the plants, detailing the role of chlorophyll. Now we know what we are talking about, right? We may not be biology students, but we know what chlorophyll is, right? We know, we don't want to say foliaceous stipules, plants. Good enough. Why confuse the GPT? Right? Unless you want to check the extent of knowledge that it has been trained on, it's a different thing altogether. Sorry. Second good prompting technique or good prompting aspect or dimension is context. Provide a context to whatever you are doing. Okay? Let us again take an example of context. Write what happened during the outbreak of Revolutionary War in 1775. Any idea what happened in 1775? Okay, this is what you actually meant when you gave this prompt, but you did not use these key terms. When you use these key terms, now the context of your outcome totally changes. What you will now get as an outcome is totally different from what you would have got in the first case. Okay, so try and use these kind of things. Give a context for incidents like the Boston Tea Party and explain how these led to changing some things. So these contexts are important. The third important good prompting dimension is precision. Let us see what is meant by precision. Talk about the supply and demand and how it has affected economics. There is no precedence given, there is no context given, there is nothing. Okay? Now let us see how it could have been better. Explain the concept of supply and demand in economics, and see, I have also said, give an example like the smartphone market. Now the results get filtered out. Okay? And this is one. And the last thing about good prompting is persona pattern. Okay? You have to give an identity to the GPT before you start interacting with it. Okay? And how do you do that? Let us see with an example. Write a log entry describing the strange fauna and flora on an uncharted alien planet. Okay? Now, think about this. If you are the GPT, or let's say you and me are talking. Okay? Forget about GPT. I ask you this question. Okay? And you don't have a choice to come up with a follow-up question. You just have to give me an answer. Do you think like a geography or a astrology teacher or a space science researcher or an astronaut or a child looking at the skies? What do you imagine? Do you think about comic? Do you think about real-time things, or do you think about something like Matrix? You have no context, absolutely. You don't know. Now what I do is, now this particular prompt, it looks like huge, but it has actually used all the 4 good prompting techniques or good prompting dimensions that I just talked about. Now here I am very categorically telling it that pretend that you are an astronaut who has just landed on an uncharted. Now it will forget about whether you are a teacher or whether you are a physicist. It will now focus as if you are supposed to be an astronaut. How is the astronaut? Now astronaut is there on the planet right now, right? I have also said that what are the colors you have seen. Express your feelings of excitement and curiosity with a hint of apprehension. Now, if you may want, take a snap of this or a pic of this prompt and try this with the different combinations, just to help you grow your prompting skills. If you remove these words, feelings of excitement and curiosity, replace them with feelings of anger and anguish, the content which will be generated will be completely different just by changing these 2 words. Okay? The start of the content will be different, the closure of the content will be different. So that is what these are the 4 dimensions of good prompting that are essential for you to remember when you are doing your prompt engineering or refining your prompts. All right. So with this, we are almost towards the end. I don't know. How much time do we have? 7 minutes? Oh, wonderful. That's great. So now this big question still remains. I'm surprised nobody asked me that, oh, you gave us insight about whether it will take away my job, but you didn't talk about it. Let us talk about this. Will AI take away my job? Okay? See this. You want to know the sources? I'll give you the sources also. None of them are coined by me. Okay? Although a study shows that if you put numbers, people are less likely to challenge you. Okay? But I have the data of all of this. This one is done by a Big Four, a report from Big Four. Okay? I can give you the link. The first one is again done by Microsoft. Okay? And look at the staggering figure of 93% of design content shall be created by AI by the end of this year. By the end of this year. We are not even talking about ages from now. We already arrived. Okay? So it's about creating the design, just the design. If this is not scary enough for you, look at this. Okay? And I have this last one on purpose. You can't just quote leaders like this. They must have said it somewhere. Right? I have references of those also. But if 83% of Scrum implementations are delayed and over in budgets, and this is what AI can do for you, which you saw just now, who wants Scrum? Who wants Agile? And who wants AI? Right? So that's how the world is going to look like. So the crux of the story is, no, AI is not here to take away your jobs. But trust me, friends, you like it or not, today or tomorrow, somebody using AI will take away your job. You simply don't have the luxury to sit back and relax. All right? Okay, with this I'm done. It was very nice talking to you. I hope I was bearable. I am open to questions if you have any.
Sanjit,
Yes, sir.
can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Firstly, thanks for the introductory presentation on AI. Learned bits and pieces from the question I have is to do with is AI going to take my job? My job, and maybe some of the people in this room, is Agile, Scrum Masters, coaches, delivery, etc. Is AI still going to take my job, or is AI going to be used as a tool to help me create presentations? Because as a coach, delivery person, delivery lead, Scrum Master, I'm not coding. I'm not writing stories, maybe coaching stories, not writing stories. So in that particular role, do I have a job tomorrow?
Let us take an example of product owner. You mentioned this role, okay? See, we wrote stories. Just now, a little while ago for Ride Easy, we wrote stories. I actually kind of demonstrated all the roles of a Scrum team, except Scrum Master. That is number one. The product owner, you may say a business analyst, product owner, product manager, whatever people call it in different organizations and regions, they may not be required. That is the first feeling that I'm getting, right? Now, tell me, how are you going to use AI to talk to your stakeholders? How are you going to understand whether if you are my customer, okay, or let's say you are my financier of Ride Easy. Ride Easy was entirely AI created as of now. You are the person who's going to finance this, creation, publicity, and all that stuff, right? How do I understand your emotions? Which AI tool will you use to do that? Yeah, agentic AI, but can that fit for everyone? Depends on the context. So every time you have to contextualize it, right? Sir, if you are my customer, you want to buy something from me, would you love if I always make you sit in front of my bot? Why? You are so happy about you were so happy little while about the app. Now you don't want to meet the creator of the app. See, that's the problem. The problem is that when we are selling AI to our customers, okay, we are making it look larger than life. There are a lot of organizations. I was talking to Sandra this morning. There are a lot of organizations which were experts in agile transformation, okay, experts in product development. All of a sudden, go to their websites and they're experts in AI. Who are you, Harry Potter? The problem is, it's a gold rush. Get rich quick scheme. If you don't have AI on your website, you're useless to me. Stop treating it like that. It's a technology, right? What Matthew said, it's a technology, right? Treat it as a technology. Okay? Now, how do you treat it as a technology? Tell your customer that why you think a product owner can be replaced, because now you have your tools writing your stories. Probably if I would have shown you the paid versions, you would have been amazed at the quality of user stories which ChatGPT can write. Amazing stories, right? But does that mean I don't need a product owner? Who will tell the ChatGPT to write the right thing? That is number one. Number two, anyone from that dinosaur era where computers were not there? Or at least COBOL era? Anyone? Or am I the only? Oh, wonderful. So you are from the COBOL era, okay? So do you know? I won't take the names. There are airlines. One of the top 5. 2 of the top 5 airlines of the world still run their mainframes on COBOL. Amex is one of them. And I'm sorry to say, ma'am, Amex miserably failed in transforming to cloud. Okay? For this reason. Right? I know one of the top, no, I'll not do this, I'll give you the names. Top 6 airlines of the world, I've worked with 3 of them, and none of them are on cloud. And they are not even interested in migrating. Why? What's the big deal? Why are you not doing it? It's good, right? Why do you still want to spend thousands of dollars every year on your data centers? See, you have to understand the limitations of technology. Same goes with AI. Do you want to dish out things faster? Right? If you have 10 people working for you, that when COBOL came, people started saying that gone are the days, now we will not need programmers, this, that, COBOL will do everything. Okay? Did number of programmers go down or they went up? The people whom we now lovingly call developers. They are the age-old programmers. Then came something called, almost around the same time, Java and C++. Okay? Again the same thing. That's a different thing, that it's still in trend, but again same thing. Oh, these people will know what we needed. Go talk to airlines. They prefer a COBOL guy than a Java guy even today. Right? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. I'm hearing a lot about AI. I'm hearing a lot about different ways of using and leveraging AI. We heard next door about seeing leaders using it to connect with people. I've been to events where they talk about Agile, talk about teams using ChatGPT on the desk because they're ashamed, because it's like AI shame. And hearing your presentation talking about Scrum teams and there's lots of different ways to leverage AI.
Absolutely.
What are you seeing in your personal experience?
Okay.
Are organizations leveraging it to use?
Ma'am, I actually would have loved to answer your question in detail. Probably we can take this outside this room because it will take some time. But I'll just give you a quick idea about what we do. We as an organization in Zebia, we leverage AI a lot. Okay? But we do not use any of the tools which I showed you. no Gemini, no Copilot. We have a OSIC 365 global license from Microsoft. We are partnered with Microsoft in a number of ways, but we don't use it. Why? For one simple reason: privacy. We are a GDPR compliant company, so are our customers. We can't just put their data on ChatGPT or Copilot for the sake of it. What did we do? We created our own LLM, which is housed inside Zapier, not even on a private cloud. Because it's in a beta stage right now, so it's the access to that, the GPTs that are powered by those LLMs is very limited and only given to select people in the organization. But for some customers, except the customers in the BFSI sector, banking, finance, insurance sector, and except for the customers in aviation sector, these two sectors, in retail, in pharmaceuticals, in education technology, we are leveraging our own bots, and we have something called a coaching bot. It does sound funny, but we have something called coaching bot. Okay, it's again under test. We are not publicizing it because we do sell agile coaches also. Okay, so then our customers will just want the bot. So the idea is that if privacy is taken care of, if data leakage is prevented, then there is no harm in using it. And like you said, that the moment you realize something is created by AI, you will not even think as a customer that how much human intelligence has gone into it. What you will think, oh, this is a stupid thing, and they are just making fool of me and minting money out of me. And that is where the AI shame comes from, right? I totally agree to you. Teams do use it, right? They will do something very quickly. But look at it from a different perspective, is all that I would say, is that it is helping you to expedite the things which would have taken ages, uselessly wasting the precious dollars that you will be paying for the same amount of time, where your developer could have actually worked on a technical debt, got rid of some bugs, and done something good for you. Rather, you want to make them scratch their heads and code, which could have actually been done by a tool. The best thing, these are labor-intensive things. My take on AI is move all the labor-intensive work to AI, so that earlier there was a time before pre-agile era, dinosaur era I call it, there softwares were being developed in a year or maybe 7-8 months. People were still happy about it. Then came agile. They said, no, you're doing it all wrong. We will do it in 2 weeks. We call it sprint, iterations, right? Now when you are doing it in 3 days using AI, why should there be a trouble? An application, a neobank application, which used to take 8 to 9 months to be created, now it's getting created in 2 months. So where's the problem? Why are you thinking that it will take away your jobs? It is only expediting the process. It is reducing the cost. So your next project can be taken up faster. If you have a sales problem of not getting enough business, then AI can't help, right? But look at it from that perspective. And going back to your question, I would love to give more insights on this, because I've actually worked a lot using that. But if ethics is not compromised, if privacy is not compromised, we don't have a challenge. All right, I think we are done with the time, or perhaps I've exceeded a couple of minutes. All right, thank you so much for having me here. It was great talking to all of you. Let's stay in touch. Thank you so much again.